I'm just going to minimize my Facebook live because that will distract me, and I need to just spotlight myself.
You're so clever.
Here we go. All right, so have you got your ingredients ready?
Yes.
Yay! Shaz, I can't see your face. You're not on camera, only I'm on camera. So it's always a bit scary when I say I'm going to live stream. But trust me, you're not on camera, just me. And just so come on so I can see something. And,
I'm on my iPad, so I don't know if it's got the camera.
Okay. Oh, well, just talk to me. That's great. Okay, so in our ingredients, you've got your ingredients list, and we're just going to get started. Now, I have made, it's really, really simple, and you only need hazelnuts, you need the wafer biscuits, which you can get from any store, and you need your Nutella paste. Now, I have homemade Nutella, so that's called hazelnut paste on Cookadoo if you want to go and find it. This recipe doesn't make a lot, so that's why I say you might want to double, triple or quadruple the batch. And I've just got my tray ready. These are the new little mix shop tray liners. They're so cute for the little mini ones, but I'm just going to make one batch today, just so I can demonstrate go nuts with it, because you're going to want to go again and again and again. I tell you, this tastes like Ferrero Rocher. I gave it to my girlfriend, and she is vegan, and you can actually get vegan wafer biscuits as well, so you can get those too. And if you're making your own Nutella paste, it does have dairy milk in it, so you can adjust that and put plant-based milk in it if you want to make vegan. I'm saying this for the people who's watching on the playback. So yeah, she tasted it and she said, oh my God, they're the best things that I've tasted in like forever. Gave it to, I thought, oh, it's a pretty good recommendation. Then I gave it to another friend, one of my consultants. We did a market the other weekend, and Susie, and she said, oh my God, they are amazing. Everyone has had the oh my God experience with the Ferrero Rocher. So can't wait to show you. And I did do it at the Easter class that we did, except that part I was on first and that part didn't get recorded. So that's why I'm doing it again. All right, let's go. So you've got your hazelnuts, and what you've got to do first is chop. You're going to put 40 grams of your hazelnuts in your Thermomix. When we're melting the chocolate, what I'll do is I'll read out the recipe so you can write it. So 40 grams are going in, and you're just going to chop that on turbo, half speed on turbo, and about 3 or 4 times. So just reduce it to half speed, and this is the power. And
that was 40 grams of hazelnuts, was it, Sam?
Yeah, 40 grams, and it's half speed. Yeah, chopped on turbo. So I might just go one more, because what I want to get is a chunky dust, but I've still got some chunks in there, so I want to chop that one more time in half. I often wonder if you've got to chop it on half or 4 or 5 times, what's the difference between doing that or chopping it on 2 seconds twice? There is actually a difference in the results. So I do recommend just doing the half, but you can play around with it yourself if you want to tweak things too. So then they get transferred into a bowl. They are going to be the last, they're going to be the coat your thermo, so that's much better to do that. Have some chunks, because Ferrero Rocher's got that chunk about it. Now I haven't got my spatula out, so I'll just get it. I'm going to need it. This is what happens to spatulas when you think you're too clever to use your Thermomix spatula and you stick it in the hole in the lid. So that's me. This is my half chopped spatula. All right, now you're going to pop another. So have you done that? I'm just going to assume you have. Oh, here you go. Susie. Now we're going to do the next step. So I'll just get on. Hey, Suze. Should be now. I want to put in 100 grams of 100 gram more of hazelnut. Pop that in. So I've just got hazelnuts from Woolies. I don't know what you got.
Sam, sorry to be a pain. What speed was the first stage on? Because it's not really.
Is it? Can you hear me or not hear me very well?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Speed half.
How's that?
Turbo. It's turbo speed. So swipe your screen.
Yep.
Across to the.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't missed that one yet. Okay, so half.
Turbo. Can you see that screen there?
Yep. And then.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right. Exactly right. But you're going to do that about 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And do it again. I only heard it twice.
I'll check it.
You want to?
A little bits now.
Yeah. So mine's like this.
Oh, mine's a bit less chunky, but it'll be right.
Less chunky. Okay. That's okay. It's just the powder dust that goes on top. So that's okay. That's the covering of it that's going in.
Okay.
Now what we've done. Hey, going Sue. So if you're catching up, we've chopped 40 grams of hazelnuts on turbo, half speed. And that's done it about 3 or 4 times, and we've got this result here. Set it aside. Then you're going to put 100 grams of hazelnuts in. So Sharon, you got 100 grams in.
Just
and we're also going to put in 100 grams of wafer at the same time. So it's 100 each. So the ratio is 1 for 1.
Oh.
Now you can choose that you can get hazelnut wafer, you can get
I've got chocolate.
I got chocolate as well. Why not, eh? This is such a great recipe. I got some shirts printed, as you can see, and I got some other ones done, and I gave the printer crew a box of Ferrero Rochers to enjoy, and he's like, I'm going to need the recipe for that.
Has he got a Thermomix? Because you'll have to sell him one.
Yes, he does.
Oh, good.
Yes. So a shout out to Vital Signs. Gosh, I'm looking a bit tired this morning. Shout out to Vital Signs who do all of my logos, printing and decals. So love them. They're really great and easy to work with. So we're going to go back onto turbo again. And we're going to do that for 2 seconds. Sorry, we're not going to do. You can do turbo 2 seconds, and that should be fine. Or you can go to speed 10 and do it for 2 seconds on speed 10. Whichever way you prefer, it doesn't really matter. Push it up. You know, if I'm too fast, this is the result you'll have. A bit crumb, a little bit of a chunk. Now you've got, I don't know, I can't pull it up too high. My camera's up too high. Let me just come down a bit. So now you're going to add in your paste. So
A couple of chunks of hazelnut in there. Should I do another bit?
yeah, do
Yep.
another. Yep. Actually, I think I need my hair up. So give me one sec. I'm back. Okay, and you want to put in your paste. So it's 100 grams of paste. So it's the same. So we've got 100 grams of hazelnut. It's 100 grams of wafer and 100 grams of paste. Oh my gosh, this is so decadent. That's probably going to be too much. Way too much. Now, this recipe is really easy to double in your Thermomix as well. So when you double in your recipe, you just want to, just might need to add a little bit more cook time or chop time as it is in this recipe. So add your paste, 15 seconds, and we're just going to mix it all through. Speed 2 to 3 for 15 seconds. So you can set your timer or not, it's up to you. Speed 3. Speed 3 will give it a little bit more faster mix and incorporate it all a little bit better. I can't wait to hear what you think about this recipe. Just have a check. That is fabulous. So you just want to make sure it's all incorporated into, I'm just scraping down the sides, into your mixture. And that looks fabulous. Just don't know if you can see that. Now the job is to roll them into balls. So you can get that out and put it in a container. It's a lot easier than digging into your bowl.
Do you want to waste a biscuit?
It is not for diabetics, Sharon. Who are you giving that to? I'm fasting today, so when I offered to do it today, I thought, oh, how cruel am I to myself? Can't even lick my fingers.
Aren't keto things good for diabetics? I thought they were.
Yes, they are. But I don't know. I mean, it's still
Probably the chocolate.
you've got lots of nuts. It's very nutty, so it's actually quite.
Have the nuts.
The sugar content is what we've got to manage. If you're making your own keto chocolate with sugar replacement, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And if you have keto wafers, that should be fine.
What was that? What was that sound?
Good advice.
Yes. If you get the vegan dark chocolate, it has no dairy as well. So this being a non-dairy recipe, if you stick to that milk, as I said, with your Nutella paste, it should be right. It's still a treat. It's a yummy treat. I'll have to check. I can do the nutritional value and check as well. I've just taken all of the mixture out for a reason, because I want to make this go a bit faster. And while I'm going to melt the chocolate in the bowl, I'm going to be rolling my balls. So pop your mixture aside, and what you're going to do with this is make them into ball and pop an hazelnut, one of the 15 grams that you've got left, pop a hazelnut inside each ball, and then pop them onto your tray, and they're going to set aside to go into the fridge or the freezer. So if it's in the fridge, it'll be 30 minutes. If it's in the freezer, you can probably chill it a lot quicker. The next thing you're going to do is do your chocolate. Now, I've just got to get my cocoa butter. This is real cooking in my kitchen this morning. this is what I've got. And I bought this from the health food shop. Now, this is what you use to make your own chocolate. So you can actually make chocolate in your Thermomix as well. This is a vegan margarine as well. So it's a vegan margarine replacer as well. And you can use it in making ice cream and in smoothies too. It isn't cheap, but you do have it for a while. It's really yummy and creamy as well. So we're going to use a little bit of that, and we're going to use some chocolate as well. Now the kids really liked the milk chocolate ones that I made, so I'm going to do that again. And there's a mouse in the house because they keep eating my stash. There's two ways you can melt chocolate. You can boil your kettle, and now this is really hot. I've shown you this before. And you can put your chocolate in the top of a bowl that's going to fit inside your Thermomix. So I don't know if you can see the steam coming off there. Slightly. So what I did is I put water inside the Thermomix bowl, and I set it to boil. If you've got your sticks, then it's kettle mode, and you just put kettle mode on and boil the water. Once it stops boiling, you're going to take your lid off and replace your lid with I use a stainless steel, you could use glass, whatever you want, bowl over the top, and you're going to melt your chocolate in there. So I'm going to melt chocolate and the cacao butter inside here. The other way is to do it inside your bowl itself, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I do have a little bit of, I am going to transfer it to my dish anyway. So my thinking around this method was that it was saving me time and bowl when you're melting chocolate and you're working with it. The great thing about having the bowl on top of your boiled water is that it keeps it nice and melted whilst you're working with it, because when you're rolling things in chocolate, it can take a little bit of time. Plus, it's so much easier to get a spatula in that thing and scoop it all out and make it really clean. So I really prefer this method, but today I am going to chop it in the Thermomix and show you as well. So set that aside for a second, and we're going to melt our 120 grams of chocolate. So bring up your scale again.
And we haven't washed our bowl, have we?
No, don't wash it, because what you're going to actually do once the melted chocolate's done is you're going to add the hazelnuts back in anyway.
Okay.
So it doesn't, there's no cleaning of the bowl. And it really doesn't use a lot, so I've just got whatever I've got. And that's one, it's just under 1, so I'm happy with that. And it is, so with the cocoa, it's only 15 grams of the butter. You could probably leave this out if you wanted, so I'll just tear my scale. That's probably too much. Oh, it's just on. Perfect, now it's just over. So it's pretty good. Have you ever made chocolate before? We had David on, so I'm not sure if he is actually a chef, so probably put me to shame. But anyway, I'm just not professing to be a chef or anyone like that, just me. Now, when we put the chocolate in, we want to chop it. So chopping it on for about 10 seconds on speed 8 will do the trick. I'm not going to use the timer, but you can if you like. Done. I can hear it's done. If you hear it that it's done early and you hear that it's just smoothing it out, you can interrupt and push your bowl to stop. So there's our chocolate all chopped up. Beautiful. Give that a scrape down, and that's going to actually melt in there for 5 minutes, 50 degrees, speed 1. So you can set your timer.
At this stage, I've only got chocolate in there, that's right, isn't it?
And the cocoa butter.
Oh, cocoa butter.
What that?
I've got coconut butter. Is that right?
Yes, that's fine.
That's right.
Yes, either or, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No, it's
You
just
can
what
buy
I've got.
that as well. You can buy that in Coles, and that's probably cheaper, and that's in a jar.
I've made them up just from coconut. Is that right?
Yeah, it's quite because it helps with the solidification.
Yep, I did it with coconut oil and cocoa. Coconut. Oh, I don't know. I made it a while ago.
Yeah, this is cocoa butter, and you can buy, and so you can use either or, and that's in the supermarket. So in the I don't know what aisle it is in, but that's what it looks like anyway. So either of those options. Only 15 grams. Yeah, only 15 grams. So just pop that in at the same time. That'll probably melt down. You won't really need to chop it anyway. And just you're going to melt it for 5 minutes, 50 degrees. That's what we generally use for chocolate, although there's a few things around that. When we're already melting chocolate that's been made, 50 degrees is great. If you're making chocolate, you can use the sous vide function to get your exact temperatures to the degree and be specific for the chocolate that you're making. So while that's melting, I really want to lick my finger. Oh dear, but I won't. I'm just going to roll up my balls. Inform them. So if you've got wet hands, that actually helps you out a little bit more. And if you find that you've got a hazelnut in your mixture that hasn't chopped properly, just use that as your ball, as your hazelnut in the centre. So my daughter, Evie, the little one, she really loves these, really loves them, but she was taking out the centre hazelnut. So hazelnuts are expensive, so if you don't want to put a centre hazelnut in it, then don't. So just a nice bite-sized ball, because when you finish, don't make them too big because these are going to get coated in this mixture. So that's kind of it, and once that's melted, and your balls are in the freezer. I suppose the great thing about doing the balls first, popping them in the freezer, then melting your chocolate, is that your process is ready to be coated while these are chilled down. But you can have your chocolate melted, they're great, and that's why this method with the bowl on top is great, because it's going to stay melted for quite a while your balls get cold. Now, every time I say the word balls, it's making me have a little giggle. So if I'm like, oh my gosh, chocolate salty balls, like taste, roll my balls, it's all coming out in my head. So excuse me. Yeah. At least they're brown and not one other colour. Did I just say that out loud?
Good.
Oh dear me. That's so easy. These, now you can keep going with that, and you can buy little boxes, or yeah, that would be really beautiful as little gift boxes. These make a really great gift. I think I'm going to show you how to do a white one as well, so you can have all 3 colours. So you can have, but I won't show you that today because I haven't got any. I need to check all my ingredients off, make sure I have them all here. But when I asked the question, what's your favourite Ferrero Rocher, most people said the milk or the dark chocolate. Not many said the white, so I thought, oh well, I'll just show you show you the milk one to start with. If you keep your hands wet, then the chocolate doesn't stick as much to you. But who cares, because you can lick your hands. So are you doing anything else for Easter treats? I'll take that as a no.
Sorry, I was planning on hot cross buns, but I haven't yet.
Yes, I'm planning on doing some baking too.
Oh, I'm doing.
Yes, what are you doing?
Sous vide salmon with avocado cream. I'm doing for Friday. Good Friday.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
I've made it before. It's absolutely beautiful.
Ah, well, I've got avocados. There's only a few of us in our house. I love salmon. I could eat that every night, but
yep.
And my son loves it. My husband, not so much. He'll have it every now and again. He just
my only question is, I've got to do 6 pieces of salmon. So if I was to sous vide one lot and just put it aside and then do the second lot, and then just add it to the water at the end, it should be all right, shouldn't it, to reheat it, the first batch?
Yeah, I would probably just leave it in a thermoserver. In the bag.
Yep.
Because the thing is, it's going to keep cooking.
True.
Sometimes with sous vide, they ask you to get it out of the bag because it's going to keep cooking. So
okay.
I'm getting really messy here. So the rest, I don't know, is anyone finished rolling?
Just finished.
Okay, so I'm going to read out the recipe to you then while I keep rolling. So you've got your ingredients up here. Is that visible or not quite?
Not quite.
Okay, maybe I'll bring it forward. So it's 40 grams of hazelnuts. I just use HN for short because you're going to write hazelnut a lot in the recipe. Chop it turbo, half speed, 3 to 4 seconds.
That's added into this, is it?
Sorry, I was just reading out the recipe. So what you're going to do with the chocolate mixture, go back to the recipe that we're making, is add your hazelnut crumb, and the crumb that we made for step 1.
Yep.
Put that back into the mixture and mix that for 20 seconds on speed 2.
20 on speed 2.
After you do that, you're going to roll your balls in. Roll your balls in the chocolate mixture. The reason why you want to have them cold is as soon as they hit the chocolate, when they're nice and cold, you probably already know this, is that it's just gonna snap close the chocolate, like it's not snap close, it's just going to having chocolate on chilled surfaces. You're not going to melt your whole ball and make a big muddy mess. It's just easier to work with when your product that you're rolling is nice and cold. So I'm aware I'm live, so I don't know if anyone is watching live or if they've got questions. I will check in a minute if you do have questions. And I'll bring my screen up because otherwise it distracts me. And just to let you all know about our current offers. So we've got the 36 months interest free. So anyone know anybody that would appeal to, let them know. Such a great offer for $16 a week. Gosh, I spend more on a bottle of wine. You spend more on takeaway coffees. You know, coffee these days, what does that cost you? $4.50, $4.55? It's crazy. And we value our coffee. Totally value our coffee. So when you spend $16 a week on Thermomix. Pays for itself. So if anyone's watching this as a replay, that offer finishes on the 7th of April. Now what am I going to do? I've got all this chocolate. And our bundle offer, oh my gosh, the meter, it's one of my favourite tools. Did you get the meter, Sharon?
I did, and I've used it a few times. It's really, really good. And then I went and cooked a leg of lamb on Sunday. I wanted to slow cook it and completely forgot I had a meter, which was a shame.
Okay.
No, it's good.
Yeah, I really like it. I haven't, like, it took me a little while to get to remember that, I just chuck, like I was thinking, I just chuck it in the oven, turn the oven on and away I go. But you've also got to remember about the temperature of your oven. If you want to slow cook it, your temperature needs to be lower. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of a, thing. I need to wash my hands.
Just getting into the habit of using it.
Yeah, I've done it. I did it with a roast chook, and it's been the best roast chook. It's so juicy. I love it with a chicken. Because sometimes I think I tend to overcook my chicken or my meat.
Yep.
So it just really helps to avoid doing that. I really love it for that. So I'll just pop, so it doesn't make many. That's why you need to do lots and lots of the recipe. I'm just going to stick that in my chill drawer. Oh, I've made a mess, haven't I? Check on my mixture. Perfect. And I'm just going to mix it all in. I'm just scraping it all down. So the great thing about when you do this recipe, if you are doubling or tripling it, it's probably better to do it like that, actually. Now pop your crumb in. Mix it. P2 for, don't need reverse, 20 seconds. So with this one, I've got dark chocolate and mixed together. It doesn't really matter. It's only my family. But that's possible. You can do that. So when I finish that, I'm just actually going to put all that mixture in my bowl here. And then I'll keep it melted while my balls chill down. Does yours look like that?
Yep.
Yep, perfect. And then I put them, when I cover them, you can use a skewer to stab them and coat them, or like a little corn fork, or you can just roll them in the chocolate and then get a couple of spoons and pull them out again. Depends who you're doing them for and how fussy you have to be. And when you're finished, your Ferrero Rocher, melting all that chocolate, you might want to make yourself a nice drink. Now, I can think of adding Frangelico and all sorts of yummy stuff to this. That kind of Frangelico and that kind of goes really well with hazelnut. So do a mudslide or something like that. And I'm ready to roll. So that's it, and I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. How good are the Susie's on? And she's had these. She got to have one. How good are they, Susie? So good. This is what they will look like in the end. So rustic and chunky and like got a little, looks like a porcupine ball, but they're definitely not. They are divine. The other divine thing that I love to make is my Jaffa Truffles, and these are, I love them. And if you put, it's got orange chocolate dates. It's really healthy, Sharon, but you can put a bit of contro in it to give it a bit of an adult,
Even better.
adult zing. Yeah, it's beautiful. And that's still my treats jar in here with some of my girlfriend's slice. So that's another slice that's on the recipe on Cookadoo. That's I really love. It's I did it before. It's the rice bar, chocolate rice bars, and it's ridiculously easy. It's keto as well. So you're all, you know, it's a great one for you. That's how you make Ferrero Rocher. So I'll bring this up a bit closer. And like a school teacher that I am, maybe I'll just write up the recipe for you on here, and then you can take a shot. I probably should be kind and just put it on the Facebook group for you, but then
Yeah, Sam, when you do write that out, I can't screenshot. Can you do me a favour and take a photo?
yeah, absolutely. So
Babe, can't wait to meet you.
did you tell Susie, they have to let everyone know how good they taste? What did you think of them?
Oh, they just were amazing. I couldn't believe that you had actually made them and they weren't from the shop. Like, other than looking a little bit homemade, they absolutely tasted amazing. I couldn't believe the texture in the middle was like very similar. It was just phenomenal. I was blown away, babe. Well done. Can't wait to make some free stuff.
Yeah.
I'm on dessert this year, so this is definitely going to be one to take.
I think when I don't know if anyone remembers that chocolate mousse layered thing I did in my trifle dish. That was freaking amazing. And
these look amazing.
oh my God. And I put Ferrero Rochers in that. So if you're making your own, you could, like, imagine the things that you can do with having your own Ferrero Rochers. I don't know. What are you going to put them with? Like on a bit of mousse?
Honey, you could make a Christmas tree at Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, stacking them all up with layered colours.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and that trifle for sure. What else could you make?
Oh, just
a croquembouche.
Oh, with the Rochers. Oh my God! And put. Oh my God! I've just thought you could make the toffee, like the lollipop mixture, the toffee mixture, and drizzle it all over it. Yeah. What a great cake that would be. That'd be like a sugar fest. Add paste, Nutella paste. 15 seconds. On reverse. Speed 3. Make calls. Is my shorthand okay? Fridge or freezer?
I can watch this back later, can't I? Because I'm not writing, I'm dipping.
Yeah, that's okay. You dip. I'm just writing it out while I'm chatting to you all. Melt, choc, and butter. So chop, 10 seconds, speed 8. Melt, 5 minutes, 50 degrees, speed 1. We should do this on a regular basis.
Sounds good.
Yeah, add hazelnut mixture, mix 20 seconds, speed 2. I just really wanted to use my whiteboard. That's kind of it. roll balls into the mixture, and that's it. And you've got to put them back in the fridge for a bit till they set. But then once they're set, yeah, happy days. You can leave them out. So mine are in the jar, like I showed you. And I'll take a screenshot of that after. Mine are in the jar, and they're great. And they're not melted or anything like that. So that's it, ladies. I'm just going to stop my. Oh, hang on. I just check if I've got any questions in my live stream. 2 comments. Could you please send me a picture of your notes too, Sam? Yes, I can, Jess. No worries. I can't. Okay, sorry. I was just checking my beauty message. All right, I'll just stop. How do I stop the live stream?